Yo guys, welcome back, and today we have with you B-Way Grosses, so let's get into it. So guys, B-Way Grosses was very interesting this past week because obviously a lot of shows closed like Phantom and Beetlejuice, and I think closing notices are starting to make a very positive impact on the grosses. But for starters, let's start off with The Strange Loop, which performed to 93% capacity, which was up from last week's 92% capacity, and it's still in the $600,000 club. Would like to see it go up, but it's holding steady. But my prediction of it could close at this end of this year, but will definitely close next year if not, still stands. Beetlejuice saw a big increase back into the $1 million club, going from 82% to 91% capacity, and having its best week in terms of capacity since April. This was the first time Beetlejuice has hit 90% since April, when it first started. And I don't know if this is because it's closing or just because it was going to have a good week, and next week it might decrease dramatically, but the fact still stands is that Beetlejuice seems to be ending its run on a very high note, and that's what we want to see. And these producers are smart to give these shows a long time before they're closing so they can make as much money as possible, and there might be a new sense of urgency and need to go and see this show that might not have existed before they announced their closing. But either way, I'm very happy for it, and who knows, I might get resurrected at another theater if it does even better. Beetlejuice is such an unpredictable beast of a show that it could do anything really. Come From Ways ending its run strong with almost $1 million and 100% capacity, and currently it's at $943,000 at the overall gross. Funny Girl with Leah Michelle back, it went from 84% to 98%, and is at $1,640,000 respectively, and the average ticket went way up, and the top ticket is $599. Hadestown is remaining steady with 99% capacity and $764,000 in the overall gross, which was up from last week. We can take our eye off of it a little bit, but I still think it's cause for concern. But if it can stay in the $700,000 range for the rest of the fall and then do better in Thanksgiving and Christmas, I think it will definitely survive and can make it through next year. But I think if it will probably close next year. Hamilton did 90% capacity and $1,915,000, which is not terrible numbers. And let's not forget, Hamilton's almost been on Broadway for 10 years. So I don't think you should be concerned that Hamilton is doing bad because it's this close to making $2 million. I mean, if Hamilton does these numbers for the next 2 years, it'll be fine. Into the Woods continues to make $1 million despite a low capacity of 74%, which was up from last week's 70%, but I think that's because the average ticket is pretty high. Well, the average ticket this week was $112, but the top ticket is $399. I think they are playing the lower capacity, but by having ticket prices that are pretty high, they are doing better business-wise, and we saw Beetlejuice do this, so I definitely do think they're making a smart, strategic decision, and I think that could they extend? Yes, but at the same time, I think being at a smaller theater will definitely help Into the Woods. Maybe the Music Box or the Shannonfield will Come From Away is, and maybe they are keeping the ticket prices relatively, high because they are gonna get more star casting. MJ the Musical continues to do well with 100% capacity, and it's getting closer to, that 2 million. I think it'll hit it by Thanksgiving. Moulin Rouge did 99% capacity, which was the same as last week, and it's holding steady, but could be doing better, because the average ticket is pretty low, with $124 being the average ticket. Six went from 95% to 98%, and is still doing amazing numbers. And then The Music Man went from 97% to 96%, but it's still making $2 million, and the average ticket is still $238, with the top ticket $597. So overall for this week, Broadway Grosses were doing incredibly well. This is the first fall or September where shows have consistently done well. We haven't seen a huge drop-off like we normally do in the fall, so I'm very hopeful, and this week definitely has enlivened the spirits of all Broadway fans, and you should definitely feel a lot better about shows doing good overall. And as someone in the Broadway World Messages posted, hey, Phantom should post more closing notices, because I think the closing notices are definitely creating an urgency that wasn't there necessarily, and people are like, oh shoot, like Broadway isn't doing so well, we gotta support our shows. So yeah, that's the video. Make sure to like, sub, and comment, and I'll see you next week for another round of Broadway Grosses.